I am Muhammad Ali. They called me the greatest, but I was always more than a boxer. My journey was about fighting battles both in and out of the ring. Battles for recognition, for equality, for dignity, and for love. My life was full of lessons learned, punches thrown, and victories earned. Not just for myself, but for everyone who ever felt they were facing insurmountable odds. I want to tell my story as it was, as I lived it, and share the truth of my experiences with you all. I hope that in my words, you find something that inspires you to fight for your dreams, to stand up for your values, and to live fearlessly, just as I did. I faced countless moments when my convictions were tested, but I never backed down. I want to share my reflections, thoughts on life, faith, purpose, and the importance of being true to oneself. My hope is that these stories resonate with you and remind you that greatness lies in being willing to take risks, to be bold, and to stay grounded in your values, no matter what the world throws your way. When I said I was the greatest, people either loved me or hated me for it. They thought it was arrogance, but it wasn't. It was belief. Belief in myself, in what I stood for, and in what I knew I was capable of. I always told people, I am the greatest. Not just because I wanted them to believe it, but because I had to believe it first. You see, every fight I ever fought, I won twice. First in my head, and then in the ring. Confidence is the armor that shields you when doubt is coming at you like a freight train, and I wore my confidence proudly. I didn't have bodyguards like some people did. I believed in a higher power to protect me. God was always my bodyguard. I told people that He didn't need eyes to see or ears to hear. He saw everything, and He heard everything. And that's why I could face anyone without fear. That's why I could stand against an entire system that tried to put me down for refusing to fight a war I didn't believe in. The real battle wasn't in the boxing ring. It was in the fight for justice, in the struggle to be free, to live according to my beliefs, and to use my voice for good. I wanted people to remember me not just as a great fighter, but as a man who gave love generously, who showed patience, who was kind, who could make others laugh. I wanted to be remembered as someone who cared, who had the courage to speak out when it mattered, and who served others selflessly. Wealth and fame never meant much to me. True wealth wasn't about the cars, the houses, or the money in the bank. True wealth was in how much you gave, how much you loved, and how many lives you touched along the way. When I spoke to people, I wanted them to see their own potential. Life is short, shorter than we think. We sleep, we work, we travel, and before we know it, we're at the end of our time, wondering if we did enough, if we made an impact. I was determined to make my time count. I wanted my life to be about more than just victories in the ring. I wanted it to be about victories for my people, for those who didn't have a voice, and for those who needed someone to stand up and fight for them. Boxing taught me resilience. When I was in the ring, I took punches, I got knocked down, but I always got back up. Life does the same thing. It hits you hard, it knocks you off your feet, but you have to get back up. The greatest lessons in life are the ones you learn when you're down, when the world thinks you've lost, but you find the strength to rise again. I admired people who wouldn't quit, people who kept pushing forward, no matter how hard it got. I wanted to show the world that true greatness lies in the ability to get back up, to never give up, no matter how many times you fall. I often spoke about purpose. Each of us has a reason we're here. It might be small or it might be world-changing, but it's important. When I found my purpose, I realized it wasn't just about winning championships. My purpose was bigger. It was about maintaining my dignity, standing up for what I believed in, and refusing to compromise my values for money or fame. I wouldn't sell out, no matter how much they offered. I wouldn't promote things that hurt people, like cigarettes or alcohol. Staying true to myself meant more to me than all the money in the world. My spiritual journey was a big part of my success. I knew my victories weren't just because of my strength or skill. They were because I had God on my side. There was a time when I got too full of myself. I thought it was all me, all my hard work, all my effort. Then I lost a fight, and it humbled me. It reminded me that I needed to stay grounded, to remember where my strength truly came from. From that moment, I trained my body, but I also trained my spirit. I prayed, I kept my faith strong, and I knew that whatever happened, it was part of a greater plan. That made me stronger, not just as a boxer, but as a man. My mission wasn't just about being the best boxer. It was about using my fame to help others. I knew I had a platform, and I wanted to use it for good. I wanted to break down barriers, to fight prejudice, to spread messages of love and unity. I wanted to encourage people to treat each other with kindness, to uplift one another, instead of tearing each other down. Being a champion meant more than winning fights. It meant fighting for what was right and being a voice for the voiceless. I knew that life on Earth was temporary. I talked about death often, not because I was afraid of it, but because I understood it. I knew that our time here is just a test, a preparation for what comes after. The real question is not about what we achieve here on Earth, but about how we treat each other, how we use the time we're given. Material things fade, beauty fades, strength fades, but the love we give, the kindness we show, and the character we build, that's what lasts forever. I wanted people to see beyond the superficial. The world focuses so much on money, fame, and power, but none of that lasts. Buildings crumble, cars rust, and even the strongest bodies grow old and weak. What matters is the legacy you leave, the lives you touch, the people you help, the difference you make. I wanted people to understand that true greatness isn't about what you have, but about who you are and how you impact others. Love and unity were at the heart of everything I believed in. The world could only change if we came together, if we chose love over hate, unity over division. I used my voice to fight against injustice, to stand up for those who couldn't stand up for themselves. I knew that empathy, truly understanding someone else's pain, was the key to real change. Only when we see each other as brothers and sisters can we create a world worth living in. I wanted my reflections to inspire more than just personal success. I wanted people to understand that they have the power to make a difference. You don't need to be famous to change the world. You just need to care, to be brave, to stand up for what's right. My life was proof that one person can make an impact, that greatness is about more than titles and trophies. It's about touching lives and making the world better for everyone. My reflections extended beyond just my time in the ring. I knew that the greatest fights we face are not physical, but spiritual, emotional, and moral. I fought many battles against racism, injustice, and inequality. Standing up against the Vietnam War wasn't just a political statement for me. It was about standing up for my principles. I risked my career, my reputation, and my freedom because I refused to go against what I believed was right. I wanted to be a beacon of strength for those who felt powerless, and I wanted to show them that no matter what, you have to stand for what you believe in. I remember the years they took from me, the prime of my boxing career lost because I stood my ground. I could have given in, taken the easy way out, and complied with what they wanted. But if I had done that, I wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be Muhammad Ali. I wouldn't be the greatest. Sometimes, the price you pay for your convictions is steep, but the reward is knowing that you stayed true to yourself. I hope that message resonates with you, that no matter what pressures you face, your integrity is worth more than any title or amount of money. I spoke often about love. Love for oneself, love for others, and love for humanity. I believed that love was the most powerful force in the universe. It could break barriers, heal wounds, and bring people together. I tried to live my life as an example of love in action. Whether it was love for my people, love for my family, or love for those who were struggling, I wanted to use my influence to make a positive difference. To me, love meant speaking out against injustice, lending a hand to those in need, and never letting hatred have the final say. I learned that real courage wasn't just about stepping into the ring. It was about facing the truth about yourself and the world around you. It was about being willing to make sacrifices for the greater good, to fight battles that others were afraid to fight. I wanted to inspire courage in others, to show people that fear is something we all have, but it's what we do with that fear that defines us. Courage is about standing up even when you're scared, about pushing forward when everything in you tells you to back down. I also wanted people to understand that greatness isn't something reserved for a chosen few. Greatness is in all of us. It's in our ability to be kind, to be brave, and to strive to be better every day. It's in the small, everyday choices we make. You don't need to be a world champion to be great. You just need to live your life in a way that uplifts others, that brings joy and hope, and that makes the world just a little bit better because you were here. I had my share of failures, but I never let them define me. Losing a fight didn't make me a loser. It was in those moments of defeat that I learned the most about myself, about my limits, my resilience, and my will to keep going. I always told myself that a setback was just a setup for a comeback. And that's true for all of us. Life will knock you down, but it's not about how hard you fall. It's about how quickly you get back up and keep moving forward. It's about using every setback as an opportunity to grow stronger. As you read my reflections, I hope you remember what truly matters in life. I refused to compromise my values, and I used my talent not just for myself, but to help others. Success isn't about the trophies or the money. It's about how you use your gifts to uplift those around you. It's about facing challenges head-on, standing up for what you believe in, and never losing sight of who you are. Your purpose in life isn't measured by how much you gain, but by how much you give. Life is fleeting, and if we aren't careful, it can pass us by without meaning. Find your purpose. Use your time for things that matter. Leave a legacy of love, courage, and integrity. That's what I tried to do. And that's what I hope you'll do too. Everyone has a unique purpose, and life truly begins when you discover yours. My purpose wasn't just to be a world champion, but to be a champion for the people. To fight for justice, to fight for unity, and to fight for love. My legacy isn't confined to the boxing ring. It's in the hearts of those I've inspired, those I've uplifted, and those I've stood beside. My message to you is simple. Live consciously, live courageously, and live with purpose. Success is not just about personal achievements. It's about the impact you make on others. My life was proof that greatness is measured not by what you achieve for yourself, but by how you help others, by how you stand for what's right, and by how you love. Courage isn't just about fighting battles in the ring. It's about standing up for what matters, loving others fiercely, and dedicating yourself to something greater than yourself. In the end, my legacy is about faith, love, and perseverance. I lived for others, I fought for justice, and I inspired millions. I hope my story inspires you to find your own purpose, to live with integrity, and to leave a legacy that will continue to inspire generations to come. You have greatness within you. Use it not just for yourself, but for the good of others. That's how you change the world. That's how you become truly great.